Hey guys, I'm Gamer back here for another video, guys. Today we're taking a look at my first look for this upcoming week 4 DFS standard slate lineup. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So starting off right away, we do have Josh Allen as our most expensive player, Jalen Hurts number 2, Herbo number 3, Lamar number 4, Tua Tagovailoa number 5, which I'm actually heavily surprised, especially with the fact that, Tua last week absolutely went off. I thought his price tag would be a lot higher than this. I know Buffalo Bills have a great defense. They destroyed the Washington Commanders, but I just expected his price tag to be so much higher up on the list than, that right there. But I'll be honest with you, this week, I am actually going with the Colts stack. So my first stack I'm doing for this week is going to be the Colts stack with Anthony Richardson. Now, keep in mind, the Rams defense has actually been sneakily good. Like, they've been actually pretty okay. But Anthony Richardson, as long as he doesn't get concussion again, knock on wood, he has a very nice floor, right? So before he got hurt at this point, 2 weeks ago, he did have 2 touchdowns and 35 yards on the ground, 10 rushes, 40 yards, and a touchdown. I'm not expecting him to get crazy rushing yards in this game, but my thought process here is that the Rams can score points versus the Colts in this game, which should help out, make Anthony Richardson have to throw the ball more, get the ball down the field, and of course, get that rushing upside in the red zone. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now and how I'm feeling. And now that he's back from concussion, I'm actually really liking him this upcoming week. So let's go ahead, though, and go over to this game. So we have a little tool. Where is this game, actually? Right here. Okay, so the stackable options I like this week. There's actually a couple options I like. So obviously, Michael Pittman is the number 1 option, as he is 6,500 this week. Actually, not that expensive. But here's another guy I kind of do like, Josh Downs. Downs recorded 8 receptions on 12 targets for 57 yards. Now, he has a lot more upside when he's with Gardner Minshew than when he's with Anthony Richardson. Gardner Minshew seems to like the rookie better than Anthony Richardson does. But now that he kind of got in this offense, it kind of got going, this could be a decent option for this game for the Indianapolis Colts here if you want to do a stackable option with those 2 guys. I'm just going to do a skinny stack for this video. But again, like I said, Josh Downs is not a bad option to go with if you wanted to, kind of go 1-2 punch there. All right, so buyback options. Let's be honest. We already know who I'm going with. Puka. Now, Puka last week only had 12.2 points versus the Cincinnati Bengals, but that defense was destroying that Rams offensive line. They were getting after them every single play. This week, he should be a lot better versus the Colts. It's also in a dome, so the weather's not going to be impactful. So that's definitely going to be nice. Tutu Atwell does interest me a lot, especially getting against this Colts defense. So I would not be against the idea of stacking up here, a double stack or buyback options here in this game. Because, again, like I said, that Colts defense, I don't know. They're kind of suspect to me a little bit. Alright, so next guy I'm going with here is a guy I actually go with every single week. And I'm going to go with him until the price tag honestly goes up. And that is Zay Flowers. 13 points last week, 10.8 the week before that, and 17.7. Actually, 56... no, I'm not going with him. I just realized 5,600 for a guy who, goes against the number 1 defense in Cleveland. Cleveland is getting after quarterbacks, shutting people down. They shut down Cincinnati. They shut down Pittsburgh for most of that game, if not for the offense, scoring 2 touchdowns for Pittsburgh. And then they also shut down Tennessee. So I'm actually not going to go with Zay Flowers. This might be a week I actually skip Zay Flowers here. I just don't really like him for that said reason. I just kind of talked myself out of it here. But I will say, though, other than that, let's go with defense here. Vikings, Carolina. They interest me a little bit, but that Minnesota Vikings defense is awful. They allowed like a 60-yard touchdown last week where they had an interception and they turned it into a touchdown, which is absolutely horrendous. Nope, not going with that matchup. I'm trying to go for a cheaper defense, but all these defenses this week, all these matchups this week, I don't like any of these defenses at the bottom here. I don't think any of them really have a high upside. This Broncos versus Denver game might actually be a really interesting, week to look at. I'm not looking at their defense, but I'm going to tell you right now, that might be kind of an interesting matchup and might be one of those underrated matchups where they're both 0-3. They're both going for the number one overall pick. So obviously they both kind of want to lose that game. That could be interesting. All these actually, I'll be honest with you, all these defenses this week are kind of ugly. Like, there's not really a defense this week that I'm looking at and I'm going like, yep, that's the defense I want. I don't even know if I want the Cowboys. I mean, I obviously not going to do what they did against the Cardinals again, but the Patriots actually came off a pretty good game last week. And I don't think the Patriots are any slouch right now. I mean, I think they kind of got going a little bit. Maybe the Bengals defense. I mean, I might go Bengals defense, but again, they are going against Derrick Henry, and all it takes is one big run by Derrick Henry in that game, and that game's completely shifts around and changes. But for tight end this week, this landscape is ugly here. Cole Kmet does interest me again versus Denver. Everything's gonna interest me versus Denver in that game, because Denver, they're interesting. Taysom Hill, I've not been following Taysom Hill much this year, but I remember when he used to actually be a decent option at tight end. I'm not going with David Njoku because the Ravens have a pretty good linebacking core with Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. Freiermuth interests me, but then it's also like that linebacking core for the Texans is good. Their defense in general is very, very good. So they might be able to shut down that Matt Canada offense. I don't know if it's going to be it, coach. I don't know if that's it. But did not participate in practice on Wednesday with illness. Now, if he's ready to go, I do like Gerard Everett a lot. Mike Williams is out for the season, right? And Austin Eckler is also still dealing with injuries. So the ball has to go somewhere. And it can't just go Keenan Allen 1,000 times. I know, the Chargers might try to start doing that every single game. But I feel like at some point, like, let's be honest, the ball has to go somewhere else. And that could be Gerard Everett. So as long as he gets back from illness, I think he'll be fine. I think he will play. I don't think there should be any setbacks from his illness. But definitely keep an eye out on that and make sure you keep a look on that. But if he does play, I do like him for this upcoming week. All right. Next guy I'm going here for my flex spot. Flex spot here, I'm going cheap. I'm going very cheap. I'm kind of going for a Hail Mary play here. Nothing too insanely crazy, but also someone who I can just, kind of take a low shot here and spend more for running backs. So right now, a running back situation is going to be a little suspect if we do not go cheaper here. I might go with George Pickens here. I don't love it. Again, like I said, I don't really love anything with that Pittsburgh Steelers squad at this moment in time. Or with its offense. With their defense, I love their defense. And actually, speaking of that, where's the Steelers defense right now on the list? Yeah, okay, I'm not surprised that they're so high up this list. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess I am kind of surprised because of the fact that they were playing a pretty dang good offense. Like, CJ Stroud's been really coming on as of late. So, I don't know if I would agree with that there. You know what? I'm making a pivot play. I'm taking Ravens defense versus the Browns. I'm taking the pivot play. I'm taking a Hail Mary right there, in all honesty. That might not work out for me, but I think it should. It should work out for me, at least. Devon, a chain. No, wait. He actually corrected everybody. It's not a chain. It's not a chain. I think it's a chain. Yeah, I think it's a chain. But I'm not going back to him. A lot of people are going to go back to him because of, last week. But I'm actually going to go with DeAndre Swift here. I actually like him at his price tag here. I think he's actually a really good option. I want to eventually get to a point where I go with Joe Mixon. Tennessee could be the week. I think I'm going to go with Tennessee here. Oh, sorry, with Joe Mixon here versus Tennessee. This could be the week he ends up going off and actually playing really good football. And I'm going to take the risk there. Now, if I would to pivot off Everett, let's say he wasn't healthy. I just want to kind of put this out there in case, you're watching this video and he's not healthy. I wouldn't mind going with someone like Dalton Kincaid, the rookie. But other than that, there's not many options I like. Zach Ertz could be a potential guy. He does play. Wait, where am I? Okay, San Francisco. No, 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 no. He is not a potential guy because he's playing Fred Warner. Maybe Hayden Hurst versus Minnesota. If again, like I said, you don't have what's his name out there. You don't have Everett. But if I can get Everett, I'll take Everett. And I think it could be a really interesting stack. And again, like I said, guys, it's only the first look. We're looking at different stacks other than this throughout the week. But this is my first look stack. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.